World Cup, Ashes, Indian coaches, they're the subjects we're talking about on Ask Hoggy. First question from Roshan Isaac Paul. Your best player of the World Cup? Kane Williamson, you can't go past him, led New Zealand to the finals. Batting out number 3, he was put under pressure just about every time he walked out to the bat. The New Zealand openers did not deliver. They only had one innings or one partnership where they had a partnership of over 100. The other 9 partnerships were 35 or less. 5 of them didn't even get into double figures. Kane Williamson had to come out and revive the New Zealand innings the majority of the time. So Kane Williamson for me. But Ben Stokes also gets a mention. The best innings I've ever seen in a World Cup final. He stood up and saved England. Now, if I was coach of an IPL team, these two would be first on my list, because if your team's in a position where they look as though they can't win, these two will fight hard to get you back into that winning position 9 times out of 10. Now, who's the better captain, Virat or Rohit? This is from Vijnish. Thanks for putting me under the pump. But Rohit Sharma in IPL, because his team's been in the finals a lot more than Virat Kohli's. But if I was looking for a man to coach, to captain the Indian cricket team, it would be Virat Kohli. He leads from the front with a bat, in the field and on the training track. He is the fittest Indian cricketer going around, but he's also a very good tactician. But the way he conducts himself both on and off the field has been exceptional over the last year. So Virat Kohli for me. Number 3, according to you, who is the ideal coach for the Indian cricket team? Srinath. Well, for me, I think you've got a number of options. Tom Moody, he's had a wealth of experience in IPL, so he knows the Indian culture. He's also coached Sri Lanka as well, so he's had that international experience, and he's coached a lot of T20 teams around the globe. So worldly character. Trevor Bayliss, well, he's done a great job with England over the last couple of years. He's led them to the top in one-day internationals, Test cricket. They've had plenty of success, so he'd be someone that the BCCI would look at. But he's also had success with Sri Lanka as well early on in his coaching career, and he's coached KKR, so he's also got that Indian experience under his belt. So, you know, he's one that the BCCI should look at. Gary Kirsten, past experience with the Indian cricket team. Left because of family issues or wanted to spend more time with his family. If he wants the job again, I'm sure the BCCI would have him as the front runner. But then one of your own, Rahul Dravid, perfect role model, very organised, great tactician. You can't go past him, but I don't know whether he'd want the job. I think he's enjoying coaching the younger players and developing the younger Indians coming through the system. But if I was the BCCI, I'd be pushing hard for him and trying to convince him to coach that Indian team. Now, question 4. What about Jason Roy in Test matches? Definitely. I think England should open the batting with him in Test cricket. They've just picked him for the Ireland Test match, the one-off Ireland Test match next week. So that gives you an indication that they want him in there for the Ashes. I think he'll get them off to a flying start. He'll put pressure on the opposition bowlers. But with the openers that England have had over the last year or two, they're very slow batsmen. They don't have high strike rates, so he can relieve the pressure on his opening partner as well. And if he gets England off to a great start, it relieves the pressure on the rest of the batsmen as well. Next question. Kunal Ray asks, Matthew Wade at number 4 in the Ashes? No way. Matthew Wade at number 6. I like the way that he's batted for Tasmania down in that position. He knows how to bat with the tail. He knows how to bat under pressure situations. And if Australia lose early wickets, he's got the guts, he's got the character to get them out of those tough situations. But if the top order do extremely well, then he can come in and finish off the innings with an explosive quick 50, even a quick 100, and take the opposition out of the game. So for me, Matthew Wade's got about at 6. Next question. Which player will be an important role, or which player will play an important role in the Ashes for Australia? This is from Safia Faraz. Safia, I think it's Tim Paine. He's the captain. He bats out 7. He's got to make runs. If he doesn't make runs, Australian selectors have got to make a tough decision. Do they drop him and select another captain, or do they continue with him leading when the other players know that he's out of form? So the captain's got to stand up in this instance. So for me, he's the most important player Australia's got. The best 11 for Australia against England in the first Ashes test. Harris, opening the batting with Warner. Harris, with the Duke balls in the last part of the season in Australia, averaged 68 last year. Bancroft comes in at number 3. He averaged 56 with the Duke ball over here in Australian conditions. He's done well for Durham. The reason why I'd bat him out 3 is because he's generally an opener. So I don't want him to come in any lower down the order, and I'd push Smith back to number 4. Try and allow him or avoid him facing a newish ball from the England swing bowlers, and I think he'll be dynamite at number 4. Head coming in at number 5. He's our vice captain. Wade coming in at 6 for the reasons I said before in the question before. Payne out 7. Now our bowlers, Cummins, Stark, Hazlewood and Lyon will be playing in the first test. Cummins and Stark will be rotating with Patterson. All 3 of those bowlers have had injury issues over the last 2 or 3 years, so you'll want to make sure you monitor their workloads. Hazlewood, I'd be swapping him with Tremaine if his workload blows out of proportion as well. But that's my starting 11. Burns misses out because he averaged 26 with the Duke ball in Australian conditions last year, and Labuschagne as well. He didn't do that well with the Duke ball in Australia. Even though he's done well in county cricket, I'd still be a little bit shy of putting him in the starting 11. Now, my last question. Is it true that the ball spun in the direction your tongue pointed while you let go of the ball? Amal Joshi. Now, this is a cheeky question. Come on. I don't know. I've been told that my tongue pointed in the direction it was going to spin, but I never bowled in front of a mirror, so I can't really tell you. And when I was analysing against opposition players, I didn't really look at my tongue either. I probably should have, because those that could have that were picking me, I could have done them by having the tongue pointing the other way. Amal, you probably just answered a question where I should have been analysing myself a little bit more thoroughly. But anyway, if you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribe downstairs, get on the bell, and that will give you a notification of when the next video is coming out. And have a good day. Thanks for joining me on Brad Hogg TV.